Kia ora, I'm Jo from the Wellington City Council Waste Minimisation team. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get started with a compost bin. Composting your food scraps and green waste is a great way to do your bit for the environment. It helps to prevent a smelly rubbish bin and can end up saving you quite a lot of money in rubbish bag costs. Compost is formed when microorganisms and earthworms feed on organic matter. As they digest it, it breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces until you're left with compost. This is a dark, rich soil that has a delightful earthy smell. It can be used as a fertiliser or mulch. Here's our compost bin. A great feature of this bin is there aren't too many gaps for rodents to get through. We love our native bird life here in Wellington, and we want to do everything we can to ensure it thrives. So to deter predators like rats, using your compost bin as an all-you-can-eat buffet, you can add a piece of wire mesh like this to the bottom of your bin. Place your bin in the middle of the circle of mesh and step around the edges so it folds over the lip of the bin. A good spot for a compost bin like this one is somewhere sheltered but that still gets some sun. You want to place your bin directly on the earth so soil life like lovely worms and bugs can come in and help process your food waste into compost. Once you've found a good spot for your compost bin, you can start by adding a layer of sticks and branches. This makes a good bottom layer, which lets air come up through the bin as well as allowing excess liquid to drain out. This chunky base layer also stops you from getting a slimy smelling mess at the bottom of your bin. Then you begin layering what we call the browns and greens. Greens are organic matter that's full of nitrogen. It's usually soft, fresh and moist. Because of the high nitrogen content, greens rot very quickly, which can cause some bad smells. Good examples of greens are fresh green lawn clippings and food waste. Browns are organic matter that are high in carbon. They're dry, brittle and brown. Browns are much lower in nitrogen, which means they take longer to break down. Good examples of browns are autumn leaves, paper and cardboard, and dried lawn clippings. Covering your green layers with brown layers helps both to break down nicely. It forms a cap that keeps flies out and minimises smells. You want to continue to layer greens and browns like a lasagna. The ratio to try and stick to is 70% browns to 30% greens, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Both layers will build up, break down and turn into compost. Over time, your compost bin will become full of helpful composting microorganisms, worms and other critters. It's a mini ecosystem that needs to be looked after to get the best out of it. You want the contents to be damp, like a wrung-out sponge. If it gets too dry, add some water. If it gets too wet, add some more browns. The lid should be kept on to trap moisture in and keep pests out. Airflow is also important, so if you can, every week or so, give your compost a stir around with a spade or a tool like this, to ensure enough oxygen is getting through the system. Keep a caddy in your kitchen to collect your food scraps easily. You can keep it on the bench or out of sight under the sink. This can be something you buy or just reuse a container like this one. Foods that can go into your compost bin are fruit and veggie scraps, crushed up eggshells, coffee grounds and tea leaves, and leftovers that don't have too much meat or dairy in them. You can also put in wooden products like chopsticks and things made of bamboo. There are some things you shouldn't put in your compost bin. Dog and cat poo, meat and seafood, oil and excess liquid, any weeds you don't want to reappear in your garden, and anything labelled as commercially compostable. This includes coffee cups and compostable plastic bags. Your compost is ready to harvest when it becomes a dark, earthy substance that's slightly sweet-smelling. It takes around 6 to 8 months. It should be full of life, especially worms. Harvest the bottom third of the composted material by removing the pest-proof mesh. Be sure to wear gloves. With a garden fork or spade, take the top 2/3 of semi-composted materials. Set it aside to go back in your compost bin. The remaining third is good quality compost to spread on your garden. If you don't have a garden, you can spread it around your backyard as mulch, use it as a potting mix, offer it to a neighbour, or use it in your potted plants. Happy composting, and thanks for helping to build a more resilient and sustainable Wellington. For more tips and other composting resources, head over to our website.